Hi, everyone. My name is Carly, and I'm an occupational therapy student at the University of Pittsburgh. Today, some of my friends and I are going to be talking to you a little bit about the coronavirus and how it's changed what school and play looks like for all of us. You may have heard your parents or teachers mention the coronavirus, but what exactly is it? It's a new sickness, kind of like the flu, that's making people feel really sick. You probably have to put on a mask like this one every time you go somewhere like school or the grocery store. Coronavirus spreads from person to person through germs in the air. So wearing a mask keeps you safe from other people's germs, and it keeps other people safe from your germs. Masks keep those germs under control when we talk, sneeze, or cough into the air. So why does school look so different? Staying 6 feet apart or using the computer, like using Zoom, to talk to each other makes it hard for the bad germs to get from person to person. This new setup for school not only keeps each of you safe, but it also keeps your teachers, your parents, your grandparents, your friends, and even your pets safe from this new sickness. Some of you may be attending school in person, which means that your desks are probably far apart and there might even be plastic barriers between you and your friends. Some of you may be attending school on the computer through Zoom or Google Classroom, and some people are doing both. All of these school setups are probably different from what you're used to, but as long as you're doing your best to stay focused, stay safe, and get your work done, then you're all doing a great job. So how can we still see our friends? So there, we have some ideas for all of you on how we can still keep in contact with our friends on a regular basis. There are free computer or phone apps such as Zoom, FaceTime, or House Party. Even though school may look a little bit different this year, there are still plenty of ways that we can spend time with and play with our friends while following all of the new rules. We can use FaceTime or Zoom to play games like charades or even color together. Here's one example of how we can play charades. So what animal do you think I'm pretending to be right now? Did you guess a bunny or a rabbit? Good job! You can play this game with your friends over video call or even add your own fun twist to it. There are also apps like House Party, which are designed for playing games with your friends through the computer. You can all be on video call together while playing games like Apples to Apples or Trivia. But remember that it's always important to ask for your parents' permission before you use phones, iPads, or computers to talk to your friends or spend time with them on video. With the right help and permission from an adult or your parent, these can be great tools for hanging out with your friends and practicing our social distance skills all at the same time. So until we can see our friends again, here are some important tips that we have for you guys. Keep washing your hands and using hand sanitizer after touching things. This keeps germs from spreading from place to place through the things that we touch. It's also important to wear your mask when you're around other people or when you're out in public. And it's important to wear your mask correctly, which is covering both your nose and your mouth like this. It's also important to sneeze or cough like a vampire would, which is into your elbow like you're wearing a cape, like this. Remember that there are a lot of doctors and scientists who are working very hard to keep people like me and you safe and healthy. Your parents, your teachers, and everyone around you are doing a great job doing their part, and if we all work together, then we can all get back to normal and see each other in person very soon.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kayla, and today I'm going to be talking to you about netiquette. Netiquette is when you take the internet and etiquette and smush those words together, and it forms netiquette. And basically, what netiquette is rules about the proper and polite way to communicate with other people when you're using the internet. Whether it is using technology to say hi to your friends or when you are in school online. So let's get started. Tip number 1, be on time. Since a lot of us attend school and work from home now, it can be easy to get caught up eating breakfast, playing with our siblings, or just cleaning up around the house. It is important to be on time for our school meetings as well as meetings that we set up with our family and friends virtually. Because we use technology, it can sometimes take a few minutes for our device to start up. We also want to check our internet connection, mic, and camera before our class meeting starts. We can make sure we are on time by setting a timer or an alarm 5 to 10 minutes before our virtual meeting starts. Tip number 2, find a quiet space. Try your best to pick a distraction-free, quiet area in your home. This may be at a desk, in an office, or in your bedroom. Just make sure that if you are in your bedroom, you aren't in bed. This is really important because it can make it harder to go to bed when you're actually tired. You also don't want people walking in the background of your camera unless it is a parent coming to help you. This could be distracting for your teacher as well as your other friends in the class. For example, you don't want to be sitting in the kitchen or the family room with your little sister running around and making a lot of noise. A room without distractions will help you take better notes, pay better attention to your teacher, and allow you to learn and understand the material better. You can also give a polite reminder to your family members that you are about to get on a virtual call soon and you need a quiet space. I'm sure they'll understand. Tip number 3, turn on your video. I'm sure all of your teachers and friends want to see your lovely faces. We want to keep our webcams on so the teacher can see that you are paying attention and listening. Through our video cameras, we are welcoming people into our homes. Make sure to turn on your camera before class and make sure you do a quick look around you. And just ask yourself, is this what you want everyone else to see? And that should set you up for success in your video conferences or video meetings. Tip number 4, dress school appropriate. When school is online, it's important to wear just what you normally would to school regularly. You don't show up to pajamas every day at school, so you should change your clothes before your virtual online sessions as well. Just be sure to follow the dress codes that your school provides to you. Tip number 5, keep your mic muted except when you are speaking. When the lesson starts, you want to make sure the microphone is off. You only want to turn it on when it's your turn to speak. This will help eliminate the background noises, such as our dogs barking in the background. We just want one person speaking at a time, just like in the classroom. We also want to remember to be respectful of our classmates when it is their turn to speak. When it is your turn to speak, make sure you let others know when you are done speaking by saying, "I'm done, thank you," or "that's all," and then you can mute yourself again. Tip number 6, think before you type. This is very important. And I'm mostly referring to the text box chat feature we have in our school sessions. Everyone can see what you type in the chat box. So you want to show the same respect you would when you're speaking verbally in class. We want to save this chat feature to ask questions. We also don't want to use this feature to text directly to our friends during class. This can be disruptive, just like talking to your friends in the classroom would be when your teacher is talking. Don't write anything that sounds angry or even sarcastic as a joke. Because without hearing your tone of voice when you type something, your peers might not realize you're joking. In addition to this, we want to stay on topic. So don't go posting random links or videos or comments or even emojis because, again, it's just distracting to everyone else. You also want to remember not to type in all caps lock. If you do, sometimes people might think you're screaming. And along with this, just remember to use your proper spelling and grammar so everyone can understand what you're trying to say. Before you send something, ask these 5 questions. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? This is a sure way to make sure that you are sending appropriate messages that everyone is about to see. Tip number 7, remain seated unless you are asked to move around. So make sure you pick a comfortable chair to sit in. And so you're in upright posture and looking right at the camera. You also want to make sure that your device the devices you're using, your phone, computer, iPad, is placed on a flat surface so that the camera image is not constantly in motion. See, if I'm kind of talking to you like this, it's very distracting and hard to focus on what I'm saying. So just make sure you're aware of that and keep all your items as still as possible. Tip number 8, eat and drink before the meeting. Again, this can just be distracting to you and other people. Save the snacks for before or after the video call. It's just proper etiquette. Tip number 9, be safe. This is very, very, very important. Do not give your passwords to anyone. The only people you should give your passwords to are your parents. Also, we need to be careful of what we post about ourselves on the internet. So do not give any personal information to anyone. So personal information could include your full name, date of birth, and your address. So just make sure we are not giving anyone these very personal details of ourselves. Tip number 10, ask permission. This is also a very important slide. We want to always ask your parents for permission when you're using your devices, whether it's your parents bought it for you, you bought it, the school gave it to you, whatever it is, just make sure you always ask permission. You should also always ask permission to use the websites that you are using and things like Zoom, Skype, Google Teams. Make sure that these are okay sites that your parents approve before you go on them. A way you could ask them is you could say, may I please use my tablet for school, or would it be okay if I have a play date online with Zoe today? Those are just 2 examples of how you could ask for permission. Tip number 11, charge your devices. This honestly just helps you for the next day or the next time you're going to use your device. And it's also very nice if you share your devices with your siblings or your parents. We just want to make sure your devices are charged and ready to go for the next time you use them. And one of the last things I wanted to mention was to remember to say hello and goodbye. You can do this by waving on your screen when you enter a call and when you're leaving at the end of a session. This just shows your teacher that in the beginning you're ready to go to start your day and to learn. And at the end, you can wave or say goodbye and thank you to your teacher when you're done. Again, proper etiquette, even when you're joining a call with your friends to socialize, just remember to say hello and goodbye. I know it can sometimes be weird when it's on video instead of in person. And that is the end of our video. Thank you for tuning in.